Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Care Life Podcast with me, Phyllis, Mackenzie. If you're new here, take a minute to follow all our social media pages at Podcast Mackenzie. That's on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Twitter. Links will be in the description down below. Today, there's no guest. I'm all alone. But this is more of a bonus episode for this week. I'm here to tell you about the new series we have on the podcast for September through October, giving you updates as well. And yeah, basically that's what this podcast is going to be about. So regarding the series, it's called Culture, Canvas, and Convos. I'll be joined by Sean Parker from the UK. He's an amazing author and academic and an artist. You can find his books on Amazon. I'll link them down below. He'll be joining me for a 6-episode series where we'll be talking about topics that aren't quite talked about or aren't given much attention on the global aspect. And we already have our first episode out, which is Stammering Enigma. It's the previous episode to this, so you can listen to it after you're done with this. And the rest of them will be following each other periodically for the next coming weeks, every Monday at 9 a.m. And yeah, if you have any questions, any suggestions, basically anything you'd like to air into the podcast, just go onto Instagram and also on Facebook on our latest post. Check what episode will be discussed next, and you can post your questions from there. And also check out our second podcast, the Wicked Campfire Podcast. It's for anybody who is interested in all things paranormal. We discuss UFOs, we discuss the occult, we discuss the paranormal. Basically anything that's not scientific is discussed there. And regarding the Future of Care Life podcast, we will be having our episodes once a week, Mondays at 9 a.m. That's right, Mondays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So just subscribe or follow the podcast depending on where you're listening from, so that you get notified when we upload a new podcast episode. And we will reduce our interviews to at least 30 minutes or 20 in order to just gain your attention when it comes to the interviews, because 1-hour interviews are not going so well. So if you see an interview that's short, just know that there's a part 1 and a part 2 to the same episode. So I would like to hear from you. Join us on Threads. Share your comments, share your suggestions, share your reviews. Tell us what you like about the podcast. Tell us what you don't like about the podcast. Tell us what you'd like to see more on the podcast. Give us suggestions on guests as well, whom you'd like to see on the podcast, so that we can try to reach out to them and see if they'd be happy to be on the podcast. And speaking of which, we have a new Instagram page, the Inkwell Society, at the Inkwell Society. That's basically a quote-unquote book club where we will be promoting and reviewing authors. So if you're an indie author, no matter what genre you do, children's work, poetry, fiction, non-fiction, self-help works, whatever genre you write, just reach out to us so that we can read, review, and share your books and works on social media. And you can also follow our page so that you can see what authors we recommend. Some will be aired on the podcast as guests, some are not, some are past authors. So just follow and keep track with all that we're doing. And basically that is what we wanted to tell you regarding this podcast bonus episode. Stay tuned for the series. Stay tuned for episode 2 of the series. We'll be talking about cancel culture and woke issues, or woke capitalism. It will be a very interesting topic, especially with 2023 and how COVID has impacted cancel culture. We'll be here with Sean Parker. And just follow both our social media pages, post your stories there, share any of our recent posts, tell us what you think, tell us what you'd like to be discussed there. If you have any questions, share with us as well. We would like to hear what you want to say. And basically that is it. That was all we had time for today. It was just a short bonus episode. Hope you love the podcast so far. Everybody on the planet, we have a wide audience in the United States, in Africa, in Europe, in Asia, in Russia. We have even audiences in the Ukraine. So I am grateful for all of you, and I can't wait to share our new episode next week, Monday at 9 a.m. PST. Until then, bye bye, stay curious, stay safe, and keep the conversation going, guys.